Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Seeking a heart-racing thrill that will leave you at the edge of your seat, then you are in the right place. Sit back and let's take you around the world. We start today's episode with a wild but unsettling one. Have a look. Now, when we saw this footage, our first question was, what is this? After watching a few more times, we still realized we didn't know what we were looking at. At first glance, the creature looks like a humanoid creature with short legs squirming in the hands of a man. That's at least until he turned it around and revealed that the creature was actually flatter and smaller than initially thought. At this point, it started looking like a sponge-like creature. But how is that even possible? Well, I don't know, but this creature was caught in one of the water bodies of China. Has anyone here encountered any creature like this? Do you know what it is? If you do, please enlighten us in the comments because we're dying to know. Literally. Think that was bizarre? Take a look at this next footage. In the footage, we see a young biker riding through what looks like the countryside. But if you look closely at the footage, something eerie unfolds in the background. A tall, slender figure moving through the grass. If you pay attention to the height of the creature in relation to the rest of the environment, then you can tell that the creature is very, very tall, maybe 8 feet or more. But what creature is it? As the footage circulated, it sent chills down the spines of those who believed they had spotted the infamous Slender Man. This footage was captured somewhere in the UK, and the uploader had set up cams to film himself on his new bike. What he didn't expect to see is the creature you can see in the background. He explained that a passing driver had alerted him to the presence of a strange humanoid creature in the area. At first, he dismissed it as something unbelievable. However, his skepticism would soon give way to something else as he reviewed the footage during the editing process. Looking at the footage, I'm really glad that he was really that far from the creature. Who knows what could have happened to him if he met the creature face to face. Still on giant or tall creatures, take a look at this next footage. Although the uploader doesn't exactly tell us where he took the footage, based on the footage alone, we can tell that this was captured in some snowy mountain or probably during winter. At first, the footage appears to be a typical woodland scene, but within seconds, a massive, furry creature comes into view in the distance. Without warning, you might be tempted to think you're dealing with a gorilla due to its size. But do gorillas walk on all twos like the creature in the footage is doing? Well, definitely not. So what's the explanation for what we are seeing? There's no logical explanation for it. If we want to thoroughly explain the footage, we will have to step into the realm of the paranormal. And that's exactly what the paranormal community did. The community believed that we were actually looking at a potential footage of Bigfoot, and I'm leaning towards that explanation and possibility. I mean, can you name any other creature of such size and movement? Precisely, it's undoubtedly Bigfoot. Still on ancient creatures, we have another footage that's sure to blow you away. Have you ever heard of the alligator snapping turtle? Well, if you haven't, today's your lucky day. You get to not only see one of these magnificent creatures, but actually see someone holding one in his hands. Before you tell yourself that's no feat, know that these prehistoric-looking creatures are known for their impressive size, with males typically reaching lengths of 13 to 20 inches and sometimes even larger. Aside from its length, they can weigh anywhere from 150 to 250 pounds or even more, making them one of the heaviest freshwater turtle species. If that does not impress you, know that these animals are known to have quite a powerful bite. Knowing this, it's shocking to see someone actually carrying and manhandling one. Whatever you do, please don't do what this man is doing in the footage, even if it looks very cool and, quite frankly, very manly. What do you think that creature is? It's hard to tell, isn't it? Despite living with their wildlife, the uploader of the footage is very unsure what this creature his security cam captured. He's leaning toward the possibility of it being a skunk, and I can understand why. But then again, the unconventional characteristics of the creature make him believe he could actually be dealing with something else. What do you think? For our next Trailcam capture, we move to the Amazon, where this weird and quite frankly scary picture of a beast was captured. Behold, the horned beast of Baja. If you're unfamiliar with this cryptid, don't worry, we were too. It's quite surprising to discover that such a creature resides in the Amazon. Never did it ever cross our minds to check if the Amazon had any cryptids living in there, but there are apparently a number of them, and the creature on your screens currently is all but one of these creatures. According to the person who uploaded this image online, it's the clearest photo of the mysterious horned beast. It was taken back in 2007 by an American teen exploring the area. The young boy believed he'd seen a demon carrying a baby, but all who knew the legends of the horned beast dispelled his fears and told him it was a dangerous cryptid that roamed the area, adding that he was lucky to have escaped with his life. Basically, not many meet the horned beast of Baja and come out of the experience alive. That makes this photo all the more rare. All this man wanted to do was enjoy a good time with his girlfriend on his property in the countryside. Things initially went as expected, but they took a dark turn when he began hearing eerie and terrifying sounds. He ventured outside to investigate and noticed eerie eyes seemingly following him in the darkness. On one occasion, he spotted it on his roof, followed it from the ground, and ultimately discovered what appeared to be the carcass of another animal. First off, how did whatever that creature was drag it up there? Is it some vampire creature or a creature of the night? Some fancy it being a skinwalker, but that's something I just don't see. It reminds me of the dark creatures from the Netflix series Castlevania, only this isn't some series, this is real life. I can't see anyone saying no to the cool country breeze, the quiet life, the relaxed scenery, and all things associated with the countryside. But what about these creatures of the night that plague the place? Well, you decide. Now, this is something I would not like to see when I retrieve my Trailcam. Trailcams have captured their fair share of peculiar things, but what was found on this occasion defies both words and description. This hideous being was captured on a Trailcam. The creature appears to possess a head and body uncannily reminiscent of the bark of a tree or maybe a hair. The picture's a little blurry, so it's hard to make out its facial features. However, there seems to be what looks like a nose and two hollows on the head that resemble eyes. This creature isn't a tree, especially when compared to the natural trees in the background. So what could it be? Do you think we're looking at a possessed tree come to life or something far worse? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Whilst the last capture left a lot of room for speculation due to its blurriness, this image is crystal clear and, quite frankly, more unsettling. Here we encounter another tree, but this one is considerably scarier than the previous one. This peculiar tree seems to have a face, and it's not a friendly one. At the top, you can't help but notice a pair of enormous holes resembling eyes. Right beneath that, there's something that eerily resembles a nose, and beneath that, a gaping void that can only be described as a wide-open, terrifying mouth. What's even more spine-chilling is the layer beneath the mouth, which eerily resembles teeth. This tree appears as if it's screaming in agony, frozen in a macabre moment of anguish. But before we jump to supernatural conclusions, it's important to consider a psychological phenomenon known as pareidolia. Humans tend to perceive familiar faces in unrelated objects, like spotting shapes in the clouds. So in all likelihood, this is just a regular tree, albeit one that triggers our innate ability to find faces in the most unexpected places. Rest assured, this tree is not a creature of the night. It's just another intriguing facet of the mysterious natural world we share our planet with. Or is it? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. In this next footage, a group of youngsters ventured into the woods in search of an adventure. As they ventured further into the woods, they stumbled upon a peculiar sight. A dried-up riverbed, but what was even more unsettling was the presence of a mysterious woman draped in a flowing white cloth. At first, she was crouched down, but later stood up with her back turned to them as she made strange movements with her head and arms, almost as if she was performing some kind of ritual. Curiosity getting the better of them, one brave soul from the group approached the enigmatic woman, perhaps to inquire about her purpose in the desolate place. But suddenly, the woman let out a bone-chilling scream which scared the group and sent them running for their lives. What started as a simple quest for adventure took an unexpected and bone-chilling turn. It seems these young explorers got far more than they bargained for in the heart of those ominous woods. The uploader of this next footage is believed to have caught and recorded a Bigfoot. The footage was taken on a mountain in Indonesia. Have a look. You can see a huge creature walking across the field under the waterfall. The creature appears to be furry and bipedal. Looking at the distance and the size, this creature must be really big for it to be seen so clearly in the woods. This ruled out any speculations of it being an ape. A part of me believes this is the real deal, but I doubt a random person would be walking through the woods in the mountains wearing a Bigfoot costume. The heat and dangers alone make it an unpleasant decision to make. But then again, humans are just full of surprises. You never know. Until a human is caught in those woods in a Bigfoot costume, I believe we have a Bigfoot sighting deep in the woods of the mountains in Indonesia. Amazing, isn't it? This human stone can be found in Ireland. The first time I saw it, I was told it was a real person who'd been turned to stone, and that made me feel sick to my stomach. I was wondering how much pain this person had gone through when their body was being mummified in the middle of the river. Was it some kind of medieval torture method? My fears were soon dispelled, and if I gave you an indication that this was real, I would want to dispel your fears as well. This is no sinister tale of agony. Instead, it's a testament to the enduring spirit of human endeavor. This eerie creation is in fact a sculpture, an artful representation of the relentless struggles and unwavering determination that drive individuals to conquer their ambitions. Interesting, huh? This next footage was taken by a lady who spotted a strange woman standing in a lake at the New Jersey State Park. The woman was dressed in all white with dark flowing hair. The ladies who spotted this strange scene were not sure if the woman was a ghost or just some weird woman. The footage, however, reminds me of the earlier footage involving the group who saw the woman by the dried river who screamed at them. I don't know what it is with these strange women standing in water bodies, but tales like these have a way of echoing through the corridors of time. This brings to mind the legend of La Llorona, the Weeping Woman. A story steeped in tragedy hails from the rich tapestry of Mexican folklore. The chilling tale speaks of a Spanish woman who, in a fit of madness, drowned her children in the river. Since that fateful day, it's said her restless spirit haunts water bodies, perpetually searching for her lost offspring. This tale hailed from Mexico and has been passed on for centuries. Do you think this is La Llorona, or someone else entirely? Share your thoughts with me in the comments section. If you've made it this far and haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, you could do that before we go on. Thank you very much, because it means a lot. Coming back to the episode. In this video clip, a somewhat congested room is shown. A four-legged chair suddenly falls to the ground. What truly captures attention in the footage is a toddler sitting in the middle of the room, seemingly engaged in conversation with itself. Initially, it appears that the toddler is the sole presence in the room, but that assumption is quickly challenged when, without any visible cause, the toddler is pushed onto its back with its hands and legs raised high. It's perplexing because there doesn't seem to be anything or anyone in the frame that could have caused this fall. It was no ordinary fall either. The boy was pushed. It must have hurt, as we can hear the child's cries. This unusual occurrence raises questions. Could there be an unseen presence in the room, perhaps a ghost or an evil spirit? Is it possible that this mysterious force is acting out of jealousy? After all, why else would a toddler suddenly be pushed by something invisible to the naked human eye? This scenario is particularly intriguing because the mother believes it's the ghost of her 2 other deceased babies. You see, the baby in the footage was originally part of a set of 3, but the other 2 didn't make it. The mother believes that the other 2 could be attempting to murder the living one. Bizarre, right? But what do you think? In the northern part of the Ukraine lies the Tetra River, a picturesque water body surrounded by lush green trees and scattered houses, as depicted in the video clip. Recently, reports have emerged of an unusual creature spotted in this river, sparking curiosity and intrigue among online communities. Witnesses have described it as resembling a reptile with a striking set of spiky teeth in its mouth. Fortunately, though, the footage you are watching serves as one of the first real glimpses of this mysterious creature's existence. The creature primarily appears to be gray in color, with a light yellow shade on its head area. Distinctive crack-like patterns on its skin further set it apart from other enigmatic creatures. This person recorded the video despite being clearly frightened, bravely attempting to interact with the creature by waving a fishing rod near it. During the initial attempt, the creature didn't react. However, undeterred, the recorder cautiously moves the fishing rod closer to the creature, which prompts the mysterious being to turn away and swiftly jump back into the water. This behavior leads to speculation that the creature could possibly be a mutated animal from the Chernobyl disaster. Some don't think so. They think it looks ordinary. The true identity of the creature, however, remains a mystery and has sparked a great deal of speculation and discussion online. Considering your expertise in identifying creatures, we hope one of you can help uncover its identity. Please don't disappoint. This next footage indeed showcases a fascinating and unexpected phenomenon involving a hollow tree struck by lightning. It's a reminder that nature and its interactions can often produce outcomes that defy our expectations. Have a look. In the video, a peculiar event unfolds as a thunderous noise is followed by a lightning strike that hits a tree. Typically, when a tree is struck by lightning, it can catch fire, break, and fall to the ground, burning until it turns into ashes. However, this particular tree seems to be burning from the inside, resembling a rotisserie chicken roasting to perfection. It's almost as if the thunder and lightning are acting as chefs. What makes this occurrence especially baffling is that there is no visible ash coming from the tree. Normally, when a tree burns, it leaves behind ash as it consumes the wood. However, in this case, it appears that the tree is burning internally without breaking apart or producing ash as expected. Such events serve as a reminder of the mysteries of nature and how there are phenomena that we don't fully understand. It can indeed invoke thoughts and contemplation about unusual occurrences and their possible significance. The world around us continues to surprise and astonish us with its complexity. Wouldn't you agree? This recording captures a vast expanse of land covered in tall grass where several individuals engage in a mysterious activity. 4 individuals, clad in white protective gear, are meticulously examining and working on a discovery. Meanwhile, 2 others, donned in lemon green protective attire, stand beside a stretcher, awaiting the actions of the first group. It's not known who exactly they are or what exactly they are doing, but one thing's certain. They discovered something new, and whatever it is, it's dangerous, necessitating the gear. Simultaneously, the individuals in white protective gear lift a creature from the ground, seemingly possessing a long fish-like tail, and place it on the stretcher. The other 2 ensure that the stretcher is positioned securely, preparing for the creature's transfer. The creature's identity remains obscure as the recorder's sole attempt to record this appears too far, even as the scientists step away from the stretcher. This raises the question: how perilous is it to have direct contact with this creature? What necessitates such elaborate protective gear in this remote location? Could it be an alien, a cryptid? Has a lab experiment gone wrong? Escapees from Area 51? The mind can't help but roam in a bid to find an answer to this enchanting enigma. But what do you guys think we're dealing with here? Tell us in the comments section. Deep in the Indian jungle, an adventurous YouTuber and his crew embarked on a chilling expedition to explore an eerie, abandoned house. The building was dated to years ago, so the structure is very ruined and looks like a hotspot for haunting. The walls, covered in green fungus and mold, bore witness to years of neglect. Trees have even sprouted within the property. The structure was said to be owned by a family who were killed in the house, resulting in rumors of serious hauntings on the property. I'm guessing that's why this YouTube crew went to check it out. Initially, as they explored the house, nothing seemed amiss except for a lone stray cat resting by a window. However, within minutes, they spot a strange figure standing in one of the rooms. The discovery was spine-chilling, and naturally they tried to discern what exactly they were dealing with. The figure looked like a girl. It had long, black, flowing hair, yet she herself stood stiffly. Her demeanor and stance naturally spooked the team, and they ran out of the place. Now, I want this to be true, but a part of me questions the authenticity of the footage. What about you? This footage was taken in a Catholic church where the congregation was having a service, but one person noticed something strange with the statue of Jesus on the cross. Initially, everything appears tranquil. The figure of Jesus remains in its customary pose, but then something unusual happens, something that challenges the boundaries of the ordinary. The statue's eyes begin to move. Did you catch it? A subtle, almost imperceptible shift in the statue's gaze. It's a moment that defies easy explanation, leaving those who witnessed it both curious and puzzled. For those present, this event blurred the line between the natural and the supernatural, stirring questions about just what happened. Was it a paranormal occurrence, or perhaps just a quirk of lighting and perspective? In a rather unsettling discovery, a doll was stumbled upon in the depths of a river. But this wasn't just any doll. It bore an uncanny resemblance to a human. The doll's features are chillingly realistic. Its skin is eerily pale, swathed in a dark shroud. Its eyes, wide open, seem to pierce through the observer, while blood-red lips hint at something far more sinister. The image is further intensified by what appears to be blood oozing from the corner of its mouth. While most would initially mistake this for a real-life horror scene, it's indeed just a doll, albeit one that raises a myriad of questions. How did it end up in the river? Who created it, and for what purpose? The answers remain elusive, shrouding this eerie discovery in an air of mystery. What's your take on this enigmatic doll? In the next footage, you would not believe what a man captured deep in the woods. This man is reported to have heard a strange noise coming from the woods and decided to investigate. He set out with his camera and torchlight in the night to find out what was behind the strange noise. As he followed the enigmatic noises, his journey led him to a mysterious and foreboding fence adorned with a stern warning: no trespassing. Undeterred, he boldly crossed this threshold and moved closer to the source of the eerie sounds. What he witnessed sent shivers down his spine. A colossal figure lurking in the distance, a creature of gargantuan proportions that resembled the infamous Siren Head. Fear and disbelief gripped him as he concealed himself, silently observing the behemoth as it drew nearer. Only when the creature had passed was he able to make his escape. Upon sharing his harrowing footage with the world via YouTube, a cacophony of reactions erupted. Some cried hoax, while others were left in awe and terror. But what are your thoughts on this perplexing encounter? We'd really love to hear them. Let's take a break from the scary stuff. This strange sea creature was filmed from South Carolina. It looks like a fish with wings flapping in the water. Well, this is not any kind of unknown species. This is a type of sea slug that's mostly found in fresh water. Take a moment to appreciate the sheer elegance with which this sea slug glides through its underwater realm. It's a vivid reminder that the natural world is a treasure trove of wonders, where even the seemingly ordinary can reveal moments of extraordinary beauty. Let's pivot back to something rather unsettling. This video comes from a guy who had an unusual encounter one night around 2 a.m. He was fast asleep when some strange sounds outside roused him from his slumber. Feeling a mix of curiosity and apprehension, he stumbled over to his window, parted the blinds, and what he saw defied explanation. Hovering above his car was a figure, a far cry from your everyday human. This mysterious being was draped in a dark, flowing robe with its hair hanging like a veil over its face and down its back. Not a scene from a children's story like Peter Pan, this was something altogether different. As fear and confusion coursed through him, the man instinctively recorded the encounter and shared it online, hoping to get some insights from the internet community. Predictably, opinions ran the gamut. Some folks were quick to label it a hoax, while others ventured into the realms of witches and supernatural entities. But here's the mystery. When you look closer, the reflection of this enigmatic presence can be seen in the car's rearview mirror. It's a hair-raising encounter that makes you question what might be lurking out there beyond your window late at night while you sleep. Now let's delve into a chilling encounter in Siberia, where a possible alien sighting has left many baffled. Have a look. As the camera rolls, we find ourselves in the icy wilderness of Siberia, where a lone explorer stumbles upon a mysterious creature frozen in the ice. Though we can't understand the explorer's words due to the unfamiliar dialect, it only adds to the intrigue and wonder. The creature bears an uncanny resemblance to the stereotypical image of an extraterrestrial being. Despite its otherworldly appearance, the creature is lifeless and remarkably well preserved within the ice. Determining how long it's been encased here is challenging, but ice-preserving qualities raise the possibility that it's been there for an extended period, hidden from our knowledge. But if this is genuinely an alien, it raises profound questions. How long have these beings been among us? What is their purpose? And should we be concerned about our safety? While skepticism may tempt some to label this as a hoax, it's crucial to consider recent disclosures in the USA regarding the existence of extraterrestrial life. It's a revelation that forces us to reevaluate our understanding of the universe and our place within it. Makes you rethink everything, doesn't it? Would you go out of your house to take a good look at an animal that was roaming around your property late at night? Well, not me, but the one in the footage I'm about to show you did, and you wouldn't believe what happened. Have a look. In the footage, you see him looking around the property. But look as he would, he sees nothing and no one. After a few seconds, however, he hears movement in his house, looks through the window, and hears someone inside. He immediately rushes in, trying to find whatever was in the room. He went through the various rooms and saw nothing. How's that possible? Well, we don't know, but if I were him, I'd be extra careful on that property and watch my back at all times. Now, we have had ghost encounters, mummies, cryptids, paranormals, and what have you, but I doubt any would compare to what I'm about to show you. If you don't have a strong stomach, I suggest skipping for the next few seconds. If you're good, take a look. A paranormal investigator was investigating the building when he came across what you see on your screen. Imagine walking into a room and seeing a woman tied up like this. Well, she's not exactly alive, but in an instant he believed that it was truly someone who'd been handcuffed there and left to die. Perhaps the victim of a kidnapping. After investigating it for a while, though, he starts to believe it's a prop. His investigation is, however, interrupted by a sound behind him. He was not alone.
Jeez! Alright, no, I didn't do that. That sounded like it came from down the end of this hallway.
There was someone in there with him, and whoever it was, the person was trying to escape the building. He tried to get out of the place and return with his team, but he ended up lost with a lot of spooky things happening around him. If the woman was indeed a prop or a doll, why then are weird things happening in the building? Think about it. Two of my favorite words I would never thought I'd see together, a river and wolf. But here I am about to show you footage of a river wolf. If my intro had you thinking we were going to see a giant canine with webbed feet, etc., etc., well, I apologize. But you have to agree the creature on your screen is quite the specimen. What you see on your screen is none other than the giant otter. Believe it or not, that creature is considered an apex predator in its region in the Amazon rainforest. It's capable of growing up to the length of 6 feet. It's a skilled hunter that's even capable of hunting down juvenile caimans. While smaller than alligators and crocodiles, caimans are no pushovers, and the fact that these creatures are capable of hunting them down makes them intriguing and dangerous at the same time. Have you ever encountered one of these creatures? Let us know in the comments section. Did that scare you? Well, if it did, I won't be surprised. The creature looks like something straight out of a nightmare, and it has limbs that don't quite make sense. The video is blurry, hence we can't say much, but it might have scales for skin and generally have a fish-like appearance. These guesses are based on the description of the uploader, who called the creature a toil. For those unfamiliar with it, it's a supernatural creature or spirit found in the Southeast Asian folklore, particularly in Malay, Indonesian, and Thai cultures. It's often described as a mischievous and malevolent creature that's associated with black magic and the occult. It's commonly depicted as a grotesque or deformed fetus-like creature. It's typically very small in size, resembling an infant or a small child. Here's the twist. It's believed to have the power to bring wealth and good fortune to its owner if treated well, but it can also bring misfortune if mistreated. Most often, however, it carries out the wishes of a master, which leaves us wondering, did someone intentionally send the creature after the family? If they did, why? Why would you do such a thing? With recent announcements in the USA about aliens, footage of possible sightings have been emerging, and this next clip is no exception. Have a look. In the clip, we see a young man moving up and about in his home. He steps out, and we see that his home is closer to the woods than it is to the city. Taking a critical look at the footage, however, we see what looks like a light source from a distance. As the camera stabilizes, we realize that it's no light source at all. Instead, it appears to be the head of some strange creature. The one recording calls out to it and asks what it wants, but his query goes unanswered. At this point, it's easy to tell that it's no ordinary person or creature. We're actually dealing with some sort of alien. The alien creature doesn't respond to the boy or move towards him. Instead, it walks away uninterested. Was it searching for a specific specimen that the young man didn't fit? Or could it have been deaf, explaining its lack of response to the shouting? Or am I simply overthinking this? Share your thoughts with me in the comments section.
What do you want? What the fuck? Why are you walking away? Where the fuck is it going? Holy shit. Holy crap, I've seen that fucking close before.
We've had weird trees in today's episode, but this next one is my favorite, and once you see it, you'll understand. As you can see, this tree doesn't look grotesque, nor does it look scary. Instead, it looks like one of my favorite mythological creatures of all time, a dragon. And what's more, you can actually try to kiss it. But how could a tree take the shape of a dragon? And no, this isn't a case of pareidolia, at least not for me. What could account for this tree's strange growth formation? All other trees in the area look normal. What if, and this is a big what if, but what if an actual dragon was cursed and transformed into a tree? I know it's a big stretch, but after everything we've seen on this channel, would you consider that an impossibility? Think about it. Either way, that was the final clip in today's episode. If you have any Trailcam footage you'd like the rest of the world to see, please send it over to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. Don't be shy and don't think it's crazy. We'll help you make sense of even the most bizarre of captures. What's more, we'd give you the credit unless you want to remain anonymous. What are you waiting for? Send it in. And whatever you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us out a ton. See you in the next one.